On the phone is Senator Mark Warner. He represents the Commonwealth of Virginia. He's a Democrat. Senator, your reaction to President Trump's press conference?
I'm shocked. I'm disappointed. I tried to give the president the benefit of the doubt on Monday. I was disappointed it took him more than 2 days to call out the vile actions of people who were racist, white supremacists, neo-Nazis, KKK members that descended on Charlottesville. I've talked to lots of folks who are in Charlottesville. That city is healing. For him to come out today, he just seems like he can't help himself and reopen this and then equate in somehow moral equivalency of both sides when I don't know the exact percentage, but the overwhelming majority of people who came out to counter this alt-right group were people from the local community. They didn't want this group descending on their city. And for the president to, in a sense, reopen this today, I guess at this point, I shouldn't be surprised anymore by the actions of this president, but he continues to surprise and frankly shock me.
What do you think the reaction will be in Charlottesville, a town that is still in healing? There obviously one woman was killed, a 32-year-old paralegal. There were 19 that were seriously wounded. Some of them, I believe, are still in the hospital. This is a town that is in psychological pain. People were fearful, remain fearful. The police chief just yesterday said that there continue to be assaults. What effect do you think the president's words will have?
This is not leadership. This is not what mayors, presidents, governors do in moments of crisis. They call on us to, in effect, rise to our better angels, and unfortunately this president seems to take us in the opposite direction. Again, we saw on Saturday, I know I was receiving calls on Saturday as this act of domestic terrorism, as this individual drove through innocent bystanders, not dissimilar from what we've seen in France. I had senators from both parties calling me saying, hey, we feel the pain and of what's happening in your states, and we condemn it. And there was this pride of, hey, folks in positions of leadership across political parties are stepping up and standing up to this. The president missed that opportunity, and then again I got some criticism. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt for at least saying the words yesterday, but he just couldn't move on. I think people in Charlottesville will be enormously disappointed, but probably not surprised.
Not to put too fine a point on it, Senator, but what happened on Saturday was a domestic terrorist attack by a white supremacist. That's what happened. He drove his car into a crowd of counter-protesters. The individual who did that is in jail, and thankfully the justice system, the full weight of it is being brought down upon him. It is hard to imagine if that domestic terrorist action had been committed by somebody who was, instead of a white supremacist terrorist, a Muslim terrorist. It is impossible to imagine President Trump saying that both sides are responsible for the violence, saying that the people who came out against these extremists are equally to blame.
You're 100% right. I mean, that's the hypocrisy of then-candidate Trump, who constantly challenged President Obama for not using the phrase Islamic terrorism. This president is unwilling to use that same standard to describe what happened, which was domestic terrorism created by a neo-Nazi on Saturday, and he's not willing to use that same standard. That's not leadership, and the ideas represented by these alt-right groups, there's nothing in them that reflects America's creed in terms of we're all equally created by the Creator. And frankly, it's an abomination to values that we hold in Virginia, and for that matter, across the country.
Senator Mark Warner, thank you so much.